cycle.
Well, hello. Welcome to the Crosslands Rider. Something a bit different today. The weather's wet again, so I was hoping to get out for a ride today, but it's not happening because the weather is just, which it has been for most of 2026 so far. So I thought I would do what I've been asked about over a couple of videos, different videos over different time periods. People have asked me questions about where they can ride, what rides I do, how'd you get here, how'd you get there, that sort of thing. So I thought I would do a video on that sort of thing using Google Maps to help explain it. And I'll probably put some snippets of some videos up in as I talk about it as well. So the idea here is to give you an idea of some of the routes that are in this area. And to do that, I'm going to switch and I'm going to have a look at one particular video in particular, and it was the one called My Challenge 40-mile loop. And the reason why I'm looking at this particular ride is it encompasses a number of different rides which you can actually do separately. It covers quite a wide area, and including the Swiss Valley Cycle Path and some other routes as well, and I can shoot off into different areas and talk about other rides that you can do as well. So this is a sort of the basis of what I'm going to talk about today, but I am going to go off and fork off to different other rides that you can do at the same time. So if we firstly go and switch over to Google Maps. Now this particular ride starts around here, which is between Gorseinon and Penagros. It's a good starting place. There's Gorseinon, there's Penagros, and this is the new stretch of road. Now from here you can go, either you can take this road here around, or you can go through a little slot here in the gap in the fence here, a pavement that goes around, and you can actually cycle down here and down here, and this will take you through Penagros. Now the video we're talking about actually does this. I actually cycle down here and cycle down. I make my way down to Amman direction, basically to Pantyfynon. So you can ride down, and this is a nice ride in itself that you can ride down here, and you can ride to Amman. There's a couple of ways to Amman that you can take. This one, I believe, I actually went down to Cynheidre. A plane flying over. We can go down here and we can ride down, and you can get to Amman, and you end up over here where. Let me just see if I can find, where are we? There's Pantyfynon over there. So you can ride down to Pantyfynon, which is here. And there's a railway station. Now, one thing about this area here is that if you wanted to park your car, you can park your car along here, and you can actually start your ride from Pantyfynon if you wish to. You can also jump on the Amman Valley cycle path here, which also starts here. And this takes you around the back here, and you pop out at the back of Tesco, and then you can carry on with this along the Amman Valley here, sorry, the River Amman. And this continues all the way through past Gowerton Coffee, and you can sort of ride all the way, and then you can basically cross over the river at Pontarddulais here, and you can join the second part, or the main part of the Amman Valley path, which is here, and then you can just ride that, and that's about a 7-8 miler, and that'll take you to Bryn Amman, and that is it's a lovely riverside cycle for the majority of the way. Yeah, this wasn't part of the video I was talking about, but you can do this. Otherwise, there's another way of crossing the bridge here as well as a swing bridge here. And you can just carry on. This ends up if you follow it all the way, this will end up and take you to basically Amman by the rugby ground, which is, I believe that's the rugby ground here. It looks like it, doesn't it? And you can join it here. You can come down here and you can join it, and you can join the path. I'm not sure if you can actually go around there, but you can definitely go. It's interesting, there's a path there. I think you have to go down here and join it this way by the Chinese here. And there's a little road by the side of a pub, and you can sort of go down here and you can join it by there. Not sure you can actually ride here. There's just grass, but and you can join that, and that's a lovely path. You can continue on if you want to, but you do have to do some riding on the road as well. But it's it's a lovely ride, this, and I would highly recommend it. There's a slight incline, but it's nothing major, and it's ideal for a beginner ride. So that's the Amman Valley Cycle Path. Highly recommend that one. So let's go back to where we were, which is back to Pontarddulais, and back to Pantyfynon, and back to the video we're talking about. Now, I take this path here, which takes us past Pantyfynon Swing Bridge. Takes you round here, and you can see that basically I'm following the green dot here. Then you jump on a lane, and you end up in this village here. So you come along here in the village, and then you come up around here. There's a bit of a slope around here, and then you follow this road here. Yes, right. Just double checking. You follow this along here, and then you go here along here, and you follow this road here, which is a country lane. I will say it is quite hilly. First of all, it's quite a hilly ride. It's not for beginners. It's the beginning in particular here is quite a hill to get up.
Will it ever end? It might round the next bend. It's so much to apprehend.
It's great once you get up there because you've got a lovely ride down, but it's quite a climb. So you follow this ride and you follow it along, and it's country lane all the way. The only thing you do have to watch out for is there are some cars that do come speeding down it every now and again. So keep your wits about you, keep your ears open. Definitely don't have any headset on. You need to be aware of your surroundings. You'll eventually end up in Pontarddulais. And if you want, you can stop at the co-op. So you can make your way basically to the co-op, which I can't find now. Where's the co-op? There we are. It's by the Cold Town Coffee. So there's a co-op and a coffee place here. You should end up going down this road here, which will be opposite these. So you need to get onto this road here. From over here, which I think you just sort of go up around there and you end up on it here. So you need to enter and you need to be opposite, and you'll come down this road here. You'll get to where Cold Town is, and then you can basically follow this road here. Now this road by here will eventually take you to a cycle path. Some of this you can actually jump on I think like a pavement along the side. At one stage you can do that, but obviously you'd have to be on the road for a bit. You go over the M4, and as you can see there's this green dots here, and this is actually here slightly not in line with the actual path. But there's a path. This is a relatively new cycle path. I think it was opened in early either 2020 or 20. It is in the early 2020s. It opened up, and you can basically take this path all the way now to Gorseinon and onto Gowerton. So it goes along all the way along. You can see it going down. It goes through. You can join it at Kingsbridge as well. You can join it at Kingsbridge, and you can carry on. You can carry on down here. You can carry on down here. There's Kingsbridge. You can carry on down from Kingsbridge, and you can get all the way to Gowerton. And then what I did on this particular ride is I then join this road here. So you sort of come up, you sort of go around and through here, and then you then you come up here, and then I started heading back towards Loughor, which is this way. You can go this way if you want to, if you don't want to head where I'm going. If you continue down here, this takes you to Blackpill eventually. So you join Route 4, and this takes you all the way down here, and this will take you all the way down. Pass through Dunvant. There's a car park in Dunvant as well, if you wish to park here to do this ride. This is another lovely ride, to be honest. It's really nice. Takes you all the way down. It's a slight incline. You're heading down into Blackpill, so if you go back, there's a slight incline, but you're going down at the moment. If you're going this way, this will take you all the way down to basically Blackpill. And obviously then you can either ride towards the Marina, or you can ride to Mumbles. Both of those are pretty nice rides. It is a bit dicey around by the beach on the way to the Marina, in that you almost have to get off your bike because there's so much sand on the pavement, which can make it a little bit slippery. The rides to Mumbles is fair enough. You just have to be careful about pedestrians wandering out, but other than that, it's a nice ride, and you can do that. Right, let's go back to where I was at Gowerton. So basically I then rode, and we rode down this lane here. You get the sort of the marshes here, which is, again, this is a lovely stretch to ride along here. It's a lovely little peaceful stretch. It is along a country lane, and it is quite busy with traffic, so you've got to be careful. And then you follow this road over here. You follow the lane a bit further along the marshland here, and then you eventually come up here, and there's a cycle path which takes you on the back. You go underneath the 484, and then there's a path here that takes you behind the housing estate. This will eventually end up with you going. Do we go that way? I think you go that way. Yes, you go this way. So you can go that way as well. I've never actually tried going that way. So there's a route for me to experiment with. But you come along here, you follow this road. You basically follow the 484 alongside you, and you'll eventually end up here. You'll pop into Loughor by the bridge, and then you go over the river Loughor. You go over the Loughor bridge, and then you can go down the hill here, and you can either cut through the housing estate. There's a path on the back, and you can pop out around here somewhere, or you can go this way around that way. Again, you can park along here if you fancy a ride to Blackpill. You can park along here, or there's a car park over here at Binia. So this is Binya actually, this entire area, and you can either park over here, or if you're lucky you can find a space over here and park the car. And this is a nice stretch where you can actually ride, and as I've already mentioned, you can actually get to Blackpill here. So you can start here and ride to Blackpill, Mumbles, or the Marina from here, and it's a great ride, and I've done this a number of times. Carrying on from here, we carry on following the green line here. We go down here, over the railway line, and then you've got this lovely sort of river sea view, the river mouth here, and it's lovely. You've got the lovely sea along here. There's the Gate Resort. I did mention it actually on that video about the Gate Resort being there. It's like a miniature Butlins caravan park. And then we ride down here and follow the path all the way around. And it tends to swerve back inland a bit. Past the wetland centre. Carries on. You've got a choice of either going this way or that way. I believe I went this way. Followed the coast. Followed it all the way around, and I eventually ended up in North Dock, which is St Elias Bay here, which is what we call North Dock. And then from here you can ride, you can follow this round, and you can sort of sweep round here, join back onto Route 47 over a road bridge, and then we head this way. Up here it is. Then you head and you follow this path all the way. This will eventually take you to Llanelli. It goes behind the Diplomat, and then you basically carry on up the path. You go past Swiss Valley Reservoir. Now, you're quite high up. You can't tell from this quite how high up you are here, but if I go into 3D mode, you can see that you're high up from the reservoir here. You can get down to the reservoir. There is a little opening on the path, which is near the top of it's just past where the end of the reservoir is here. You can just about see it on this map here, on Google Maps. Just little. There's a road bridge, but there, which indicates you're getting close to where this turning is. And as you go underneath the bridge here, there will be a junction on the side here, on the right. And you can follow this road down, which takes you all the way down, and you'll eventually end up down by this car park here. And you can actually ride alongside the reservoir. So if we continue and follow this path up, and this takes you all the way up the top. It takes you all the way up. Again, a slight incline. It's not particularly steep, but it is quite continuous. The brickworks, if you can find your way in, they're interesting to go and have a look at. The brickwork, so that's quite cool. And if we go into 3D view on this, you can see there's the chimney there, which you can see. This takes us up then to Horeb. This is a good little stretch, little spot here to have a little rest. I think there's a table here and a bench. You can sit down, have a sandwich, have a drink. It's a good little stop after climbing up that hill. You've got a bit more of a hill here to climb up again until you eventually reach Cynheidre. Now this path I would normally say is great for a beginner. but I have a caveat at the moment with that. So this is basically Route 47 and it's a Swiss Valley path. And as I said, there is a caveat with that at the moment. Normally I'd say it's a really good path for a beginner to ride on because it's not that too testing for you. So we're at Cynheidre Bridge, another little place that's quite good. You can climb onto the bridge and have a little break. And there's Minnow Mile Railway here. And then we can continue, and I'll tell you about the caveat in a minute about why I would say it's not as good as it used to be, or is at the moment. So we can carry on the path, which will take you through some lovely countryside. It's a lovely ride. It's after this stretch here we have the issue, so it's not this one. If we carry on, follow the path, and it's actually by here. Now this stretch between here, this stretch here, and up here, where the solar panels are, this stretch here between here and here is closed. And it's closed because there's been a landslide in between these two bridges. So you've got a bridge here and there's a bridge here, and there's a bridge and it's been shut. You can't go through here, and the same here. So this stretch is completely closed. And this is where the caveat comes in, because normally riding this would be fine. It's easy to ride and it's a lovely ride, but you can't do it. So you have a choice really. You either ride up here and jump along this line here and go down here, but this is one heck of a hill. It's fine, it's not too bad if you come in this way, although you do have a bit of a climb here. Ride down and ride this way if you come in this direction, but if you go in this direction you've got a heck of a climb up here before you get on the this country lane by here. And that is a bit of a problem for you if you're a new rider. Now I would say it's probably easier to, if you're coming from this direction, is not to go up here and to go down here and to continue into Pontarddulais. You've got a choice really, because you can go into Pontarddulais and then you can ride along here and you can ride along here, and it's not too hilly, but there is a bit of an incline that you're going along here, and you can go along here as well. And then when you get to here, as you enter this village here, you can then go up here and you can cut through the Minnow Woodland Park, and you can pop up and you can go through the park and you can end up basically on this road up here, and then you can make your way to Crosslands that way. But you know, there's no easy ride and there's no easy way to do this. It's just not. There isn't an easy ride for it. And that's the problem. That's where the caveat comes in. So if I continue on here, we ignore this bit where the landslide is. I will be doing a video on this diverted route when the weather improves and I can actually get out. So I can actually show you what the route is like. But for now we'll carry on. So if we carry on along here, this used to be the pine forest, which Google Maps has been updated, is now pretty much just a big wasteland. Don't know whether they're going to be replanting or what they're doing there, but and then you end up basically in Upper Tumble. You end up here now, and then you can basically jump onto I don't know why this is a green line. This might be when the pine forest area was shut. because they were recommending you went up this. That's a heck of a hill to climb up. Anyway, so then you carry on, and you can carry on this, which is the cycle path between Temple and Cross Hands. This takes you all the way to Cross Hands, and you can either go out here or you can go out here. And then if you were going to try and get to where we originally started, you can ride along here. You can go underneath the dual carriageway through here, and there are a number of routes to make your way back to where I started. You can cut through up here. You can go up through the roads up here, and then you can basically come out here and go up here, and then you can end up basically getting back to where we started. Back to the Swiss Valley cycle route I was talking about on the landslide. Back to the landslide. If you want to check, you can check on the Walk Wheel Cycle Trust's website, and it does mention that it's closed, and it's basically between Tumble and Pontarddulais where the actual stretch is where it's closed. So if you're going to do this ride, I would definitely check about this being closed. Obviously there are ways around that, but they're going to be a lot harder than riding the original path. So that's something you need to take into note when you're riding. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and found this video useful. I thought it was worth going through some routes in the area. And if you have any questions and you want to know about some routes that are available, please drop me a line, drop me a comment, and I may do another one of these videos about another route or a couple of other routes as well. Tarry Valley would be a good one to look at as well, because that's another new path that's opening in the spring, and you can go through, you can ride most of it now, but I believe that there's still a stretch between Nantgaredig and Llanelli that may still be shut at the moment. But the whole stretch, when it's open, means that you can ride all the way from Abergwili all the way to Llanelli, and that'll make a lovely ride. Anyway, as usual, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See the world cycle.